My name is Russ Drake and my wife Hillary, and we're going to talk today about traveling in New Zealand, how to get there, what to do while you're over there, how to plan your trip. How many have been to New Zealand? How many want to go? How many have seen the movie The World's Fastest Indian? Okay, well, we saw the Indian, and we'll talk about it a little later. I'm going to turn it over to Hillary. She's going to talk to you a little bit about what we're going to do today.
We want to share our experience so that whoever goes down there can have as good time as we did. I can't speak highly enough about the country. The scenery is absolutely gorgeous, and the people are probably the most friendliest people I've ever met. We were there for 4 weeks. We covered a lot of both of the islands, the North Island and the South Island. We did not go with an organized tour group. Ron Ayers and other companies offer groups down there. But we went with a group of friends of ours from Alaska. And there were 7 couples. And the group in Alaska organized this tour and invited us to go along. And Russ is going to explain how they planned the route.
We had GPS. Each day was a different program that we activated. And if anybody got lost, we just meet back at the hotel, the prearranged hotel, at the end of the day. There's several ways of going over there and touring New Zealand. You can go on your own like we did. There's several tour companies that offer guided tours, and some of them even offer self-guided tours, which give you all the GPS routes similar to what we did. It's all 2-lane roads over there, and you don't make many miles per day. There's only 4 million people that live on both islands, and most of those are in the North Island, close around Auckland. So when you get down to some of the southern stretches of road on the South Island, you won't see anybody for most of the day. A lot of sheep, a lot of cattle, a lot of farmland. Traveling over there, your California driver's license is valid over there for 12 months. If you rent a bike, the insurance is part of the package. If you take your own bike, you need to purchase a green card, which covers you for liability only. Of course, they drive on the left side. It takes a few days probably to get reaccustomed to it. And you got to think every time you leave a driveway, pull out of a service station, you got to think, which side am I going on? Each time you pull out. We didn't have too many mistakes. She used to slap me aside the head if I did something wrong. One of the guys made up little red arrows that were stuck on our windshield that had an arrow pointing that way. So when we got on a bike, it says, that way. The speed limit maximum is 100 kilometers per hour, or 60 miles an hour. As far as medical facilities over there, they have very excellent hospitals and care facilities.
The population of New Zealand is about 4 million, and 3 million of them live in the 3 million people live in the North Island and only 1 million in the South Island. And if you see the difference in the size of the islands, so when you hit the South Island, there aren't many people, as Russ said. And one of our friends over there said you could actually probably walk about 500, get off the side of the road, walk about 500 feet, and you're probably standing on a piece of land that nobody has ever stood on before. It's predominantly European people in New Zealand, but then of course there are the Maoris, which are Polynesian. The Maori people live mainly in the North Island. And you'll see throughout the island a lot of the names of the streets and the cities have Maori names. They sound like Hawaiian names, a lot of like Hokitiki and Wanaka and names like that. Packing for a trip like this, for the ladies especially, we are concerned about what we can take and what we can't take. I had 1 saddlebag. Well, we had a saddlebag each, and then we had a top case. Well, yeah, New Zealand, as most of you know, is a fairly young country, just like the United States, really. Abel Tasman first sighted the islands in 1642, but it was about 130 years later that Captain Cook first set foot on the island. And then, of course, the first European settlers were there. They started settling there the beginning of the 19th century, about 1809, I think. So it's a very young country.